Season 2 of Squid Game picks up right where Season 1 left off, with Ki-eun turning back at the airport. He could have boarded the plane and started a new life elsewhere, but instead, he chooses to return and confront the frontman, determined to put an end to the deadly game and prevent more people from being harmed. We find out that Juno, the cop who tried to infiltrate the game last season, survived. If you remember, he found out that his missing brother is actually the frontman, the leader of the Squid Game, before being shot by him. We flash forward 2 years and see that Juno has left the major crimes unit and is now working as a traffic cop. On the outside, he seems content, but on the inside, the memory of his brother still haunts him. He's still looking for the island where the game took place, and he's getting help from Captain Park, who pulled Juno out of the water after he was shot. Ki-eun is also searching for the people behind the game. He bought a rundown motel and is using it as his base of operations. Interestingly, the motel is called the Pink Motel, pink being the color of the guards in the Squid Game. This choice might reflect Ki-eun's mindset, signaling that he's fully committed to fighting back this time. The first thing Ki-eun wants to do is to track down the man in the suit with Dakji. He's the recruiter for Squid Game that we saw in Season 1, approaching people in subway stations. To help the search, Ki-eun hires Kim, the loan shark he borrowed money from in the previous season. The man was ruthless towards Ki-eun before, but his attitude has completely shifted now that Ki-eun is paying him really well. Kim and his gang spent 2 years searching for the recruiter before finally tracking him down at Jonggak Station. After playing Dakji and inviting Myunggi to the Squid Game, we'll learn more about him later on, the recruiter exits the station and buys a tray full of bread. There are a few different types, but most of them are 단팥빵, a classic pastry filled with sweet red bean paste. He also purchases 100 scratch lottery tickets before heading to Tapgorgongwon. Tapgorgongwon holds significant historical importance. It was built on the site of Wongaksa, a 15th century Buddhist temple, and it marks the origin of the March 1st independence movement in 1919. However, in recent years, sadly, it has become known as a place with lots of older homeless people. The recruiter offers the homeless people a choice between a piece of bread or a lottery ticket. Almost all of them, except for this one, chooses the lottery ticket. Afterwards, he throws the remaining bread on the ground and stomps on them, declaring that it wasn't him, but they who discarded the bread. It doesn't appear to be part of the game's recruitment process. Instead, it seems like something he does for his own amusement. Perhaps it's his way of affirming his cynical belief that people are trash or foolish. When given a choice, they will always prioritize greed over fulfilling even their basic needs. Why do you think the recruiter was doing this? Comment down below with your theory. Kim and his right-hand man Choi-Usok follows the recruiter and contact Ki-eun. This spot where Ki-eun is waiting on standby is near Hwaeon Station. Tapgorgongwon is only about a 10-minute drive away, so you'd expect him to arrive quickly. However, he gets pulled over for speeding, which delays him. Before Ki-eun can get there, the recruiter takes a cab and drives off. Kim and Choi-Usok continue to follow him, and believing that they can overpower him, decide to ambush him. However, the recruiter easily defeats both of them and captures them. After capturing Kim and Che, the recruiter proposes a game. The game is rock, paper, scissors -1, or 가위바위보 하나 빼기. It's a Korean twist on a classic game. With both hands, each player picks 2 out of rock, paper, or scissors to show initially. Then you quickly pull back one hand, leaving a single gesture. The game follows standard rock, paper, scissors rules, but this variation adds strategy and mind games, as players must anticipate their opponent's choices before deciding their final move quickly. The recruiter forces them to play a game where the loser must proceed to Russian roulette until one of them is eliminated. Refusing to play results in immediate disqualification, forcing both participants into Russian roulette regardless. The Russian roulette begins with 1 in 6 chance of firing a bullet. Each round, the cylinder was spun to reset the probability. However, starting from the 4th round, the recruiter, finding it boring, increase the number of bullets to 5, raising the probability of firing to 5 in 6, which is called Caucasus Roulette. I made a chart to show how the game unfolded, with final choices marked in blue and rounds of Caucasus Roulette in red. Notably, round 4 through 7 resulted in ties. Maybe round 4 was luck, but in rounds 5 to 7, both players clearly figured out that they can prolong the game if they keep tying. So they deliberately kept gestures the other one also had, intentionally tying. Under mounting pressure though, Che makes a critical error playing 2 rocks. You'd never want to do this, but it happens more often than you think if you play really fast. Kim could have played paper to win, but refuses to pull back either hand, resulting in disqualification before losing the roulette. His conflicting emotions, torn between the instinct to survive and the desire to save his subordinate, who is like a younger brother to him, are evident by his trembling hands. Maybe he felt guilty for bringing Che into this situation. Che, with a gag in his mouth, cries out, asking why Kim made this choice, watches helplessly as Kim meets his tragic end. Kyun goes back to the pink motel to regroup, but sees that the recruiter is waiting there for him. The recruiter and Kyun play Russian roulette, and it comes down to the last 2 shots. If you don't speak Korean, one thing you might have not realized in this scene is that the recruiter suddenly stops speaking in honorifics to taunt him. He says that you could break the rule and shoot him, but that would make you the same trash as everyone else. Despite the taunt, Kyun pulls the trigger and survives. Before the last shot, Kyun taunts the recruiter right back, saying that he's nothing more than a dog following his master's orders. The recruiter, devoted to his ideology, admits defeat and pulls the trigger. That's it for the episode 1 breakdown. Comment down below with your thoughts and subscribe to the channel for more Squid Game content. 감사합니다. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.